GSL Season 1.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the 2026 GSL Season 1 Round of 8 Group A. Welcome back to the winners match as we are again halfway through the broadcast. We just wrapped up with our first two series, with our first two matches. Cure took down Classic 2-0, Maru took down Rogue 2-1. Non-stop aggression, hyper aggressive and short games and short series here so far in the broadcast. Now we're jumping into the winners match. It's going to be a TvT between Cure and Maru, and likewise followed by an elimination match between Classic and Rogue. Just what a brutal group stage as well. The group of death is upon us, and again we'll be bidding adieu to either Classic or Rogue momentarily, but for now we're here to determine which is the first player to make it through into the top 4, into the semis. Will it be one Terran or the other? Will it be Cure or Maru? Let's go. Let us go as we do have a look at our players here. They are getting ready for us. And now we did mention this previously, but this is a rematch from EWC. Cure did eliminate Maru in the Esports World Cup last year in 2025. He was the reason why Maru was taken the hell out. And we'll see if Maru can get his revenge in this best of 3. Let's go. We're here in the round of 8 of GSL. Game 1 is going to be Winter Madness. Game 2, the Old Republic. Game 3, Tourmaline. Ooh, interesting. Tourmaline made it through the vetoes. That is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Winter Madness is more macro-oriented, and Old Republic is a bit of a mix of the two here. So, interesting lineup here. We have gotten rid of the extreme maps. We've gotten rid of Celestial Enclave, Mothership, White Rabbits, Cure getting rid of the more dynamic maps. Meanwhile, Maru likewise gets rid of Tidal Citadel, 10,000 feet, and Ruby Rock. Interesting video so far. Considering that Tourmaline made it through, that does add a little bit of flair to this, but oh, we're just jumping right in. There we go. And in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player for Team Liquid. It is Cure. In the top left, we have on side Maru. Our TvT is upon us, and again, we're expecting hyper aggression. I mean, kind of like a TvT is kind of the extremes. We do often see a lot of cheese, a lot of all-ins, a lot of aggression. That is very common in TvT. But what I will say, between Cure and Maru, they are both willing to play mech, slow things down, and build up into a longer macro game as well. They're willing to do so. They're willing to do, whether or not they do, I mean, yet to be determined. For now, we're going to be opening up. Show us what you got. As you can see here, no SCVs are sent across the map, and no cheese, no proxy, no shenanigans yet. Second gas geyser for Maru, so Maru's going for a double gas opener. Meanwhile, ooh, Cure with 2 racks Reaper from back at home. Ay. Cure, he does go for a very cheeky build here. Cure, he's going for what's supposed to be a hard counter to a proxy. So a big gamble here by Cure, and it does not pay off. Cure was hoping that Maru would be going for a proxy, would be going for some hyper aggression and cheese. Maru's going for a safe build, and as a result, when it comes to the rock paper scissors of the openers, I do favor Maru here. Maru's going for a safe build, going for a faster Hellion. Cure is going 2x Reaper, hoping to catch the 2x Reaper of his opponent, but that won't happen. So there's a lot of pressure on Cure to get some damage done and to make this build worth his while. So the pressure is on Cure. The gamble was real. Maru, he will delay the CC. He'll be an annoyance here on the low grounds. Be as annoying as possible. As you can see, there is no racks expand, and Maru does confirm. Maru does pull out, hiding his SCV. Behind this again, more Reapers are being built here for Cure. Building on more Reapers. Maru has to be careful not to be too overly aggressive here. Ideally, Cure wants to catch that first Reaper, and Maru should not overextend, but he's moving out. This is risky. This is a very risky move here. As again, Cure does have the Reaper advantage, and if Maru loses that first Reaper initially, I mean, that just snowballs, and that can just snowball out of control. Maru moves in. He moves in. Does confirm. He sees. Yeah, he does see. He has to get the hell out of here. Cure likewise rushing across the map. The Reaper's out of position, and Maru is exposed. He may have to pull the boys. He may have to pull the boys here to defend. It's going to be a messy defense. He needs that Hellion. Reapers arrive. Maru has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. SV goes down. Losing 1, losing 2 SCVs. And the Reaper. Ooh, Reaper gets sniped as well. Massive pickup here for Cure. takes down the Reaper, takes down 2 SCVs, and he might catch another Reaper. Oh my god, he gets another Reaper. Again, this is what we mentioned. Again, it was such a big risk for Maru to move out with that first Reaper, forced to cancel, and Maru, he falls behind. Initially, when it came to the openers, I was favoring Maru, but that was only if he stayed at home and he moved out. He got punished for it, he got overwhelmed. Ooh, the Reapers do stack. They do stack. Oh my god, they do stack up. So a bit of a back and forth trade here, but we do favor Cure now coming in towards the early game. Cure, he has a stronger start. He has to rebuild his CC. So I meant to say Maru has a stronger start. God. All these Terrans. They look alike. So Cure, he has a stronger start. He is building up. Maru, he is struggling here as Maru, he has to slowly build up and rebuild his CC. I think what's confusing me, I'll be honest, is that the names are flipped. Like Cure is on the bottom, but his name is on top, so that messed me up a little bit. But yeah, Cure, he has the advantage, and Maru to catch up, 3rd CC. So Maru, he's rushing into a 3rd CC. Maru, he's trying to be hyper greedy to rush into the economy to catch up. We'll see if he can get away with it. It's a big risk, it's a big gamble here for Maru, but he has to gamble. Otherwise, he will fall behind and he will stay behind. So the pressure's on Maru. Cure just chilling. He's just big chilling here. Securing his bases. Building up in Ravens into his eventual 2-1-1, into his bio setup. Into an eventual 3rd CC. Now, currently Cure is unaware as to the greed of Maru. If Cure moves out or if he scans, if he figures out what's going on, then he can apply pressure, he can push, and he can contain Maru on 2 bases while he claims his own 3rd. We'll see. Oof, as the Reaper Scout is denied. Last Reaper is denied. Passing out a 2nd Raven. Here, going for the Atom Soul, working towards Stim. I'm assuming. And for now, the game is slowing down. We're just calming things down here. We're still waiting for the 3rd command center. It looks like Cure might just get it on location. There's the Atom Swap, so Tech Lab on the factory, Tech Lab on the facts, on the racks into Sim. And there's that 3rd command center on location. It's on location here. There's the scan. He doesn't quite get eyes on the 3rd CC, but he's going to start to move out. Again, the goal here should be to delay the command center. Should be to delay. The counter scan confirms the bio, confirms the stim. Cure does move out. And again, this should just be to contain. Cure does have the larger army, he's got more tanks, he has more Vikings. Does leave his Reapers at him to defend, and he will defend. Catching at a Hellion, very nice. Hellion goes down. Cure, he's within range of the would-be CC. That's all he cares about, just delay the command center. He's, okay, gonna rotate. And catching at a Hellion. Catching at the Hellions. From here, still building up. That's here comes the main push. This time reinforcing with everything. Again, he's got his higher Raven count, he's got his Sables. Oh, I say higher Raven count, my apologies. Maru, he built up to 4 Ravens, but he has no Vikings. So technically, Cure can zone. He can zone away the Ravens and force himself in. Here, catching at the Cyclone. Ravens actually... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say they're going across the map to harass, and they are. This is risky. This is very risky here from Maru. He's going for economic damage. He's going for SCV kills. The downside, of course, is that he won't have them defensively back at home. As the Ravens will not be seen. They do step by. Army's in position. Oh no, the lock on! Oh, locks onto the Raven. Yeah, he has to pull away, and Vikings not too far behind this. And Vikings are coming. Not double disable, triple disable even. Very nice. And the Ravens get caught out. Losing one, losing two, losing all three. Ay, ay, ay. Maru, he's going to be losing everything here. He throws down 2 auto turrets in desperation. He does not kill the Raven. Doesn't kill anything. Maru, he was already behind and now falling further behind here, losing 3 Ravens. I believe there's 1 left unless the final Raven escaped. That I'm not so sure about. Okay, 1 Raven did escape. Curie's now freely going for his own double drop. He's going for his own double drop, moving out towards left-hand side. Does move out. Likewise, Maru's also being active. Pushing through the center. Curie's out of position. Okay, does spot the army. Curie, he rotates. Does rotate over. Does spot the medevacs. Curie's giving chase. Does he siege in time? Maru does engage. Yeah, Curie does push forward. Even flanking the army. Who does try to flank. Catching out Marines. Nice catch there by Cure. Now he's moving in. Now he's moving on forward here. He does have his 2 Ravens. At the same time, there are some Vikings here for Maru. Maru securing the high ground. But Cure's almost maxed. Remember, Curie's had the advantage the entire game from the beginning, from the start. From the initial 2x Reaper. And behind this, throwing down 3 starports. Oh my god, both players taken to the skies. Again, when it comes to mid to late game TvT, it's all about the sky. Sorry, I said sky tools. It's all about the Sky Terran. It's all about the Sky Terran here. It's all about building up and securing your air control, mass Viking into mass Raven, into potentially BC in the hyper late game. But it's all about that air control, all about the Vikings and the Ravens. That's all that matters. And Liberators, of course. That comes hand in hand. Cure's maxed. And Maru's claiming his 4th, so is Cure. Cure spots the expansion, and Cure, he rotates over towards the 4th. Now, the plan here, though, do we... Oh, as the scan reveals the drop, I was going to say, do we distract the 4th and push in towards natural? Maru's aware. Oh, the tank shots. Oh, my god, catching of the Marines. Nice catch by Cure. Nice catch. And Cure scans up the ramp. Does he still commit up the ramp? Remember, he got scattered earlier. Maru, he knows. Maru's getting ready. Cure, he rotates to the left-hand side. He commits in. He's stimming. Yeah, does go for the mass stim. He disables 2 tanks, but he does not have enough. Yeah, Cure does not have enough to break through. Maru, he's holding. Yeah, that was a messy fight from Cure. It was messy. To commit in with only 2 disables, that was not worth it. Maru's holding. And Cure has to back off and find another way in. Again, on Winter Madness, it's quite easy to secure yourself in 4 bases. The 5th base is more exposed, that is true. I would want to see Cure take a faster 5th, right? Cure has map control, but what has he done with it? His 4th was late, and his 5th is not here yet. So, not really, again, there wasn't really much achieved with that map control. Maru is slowly catching up. He's catching him in supply, at least. He's getting there. Maru going for a Marine, a run by on the right-hand side. I believe a planetary should be done. Tanks, they try to catch out the initial tower. Ooh, Maru does thread the needle here, going for the mineral line. Nice Liberator. Gets a tank. Marines, they stim in. A very nice run by here. SCVs are going down. Brutal damage. They have 5 SCVs and a Viking. Getting 1, getting 2, getting 3 Vikings here. 4. Wow, 4 Vikings go down. Much more efficient trade by Maru. Again, he was able to slip by. And Cure, as I mentioned, that lead that he once had, he's losing it. Cure is still favored currently, but bleeds out another tank. Going for a Desperation Doom drop. Maru moves out, and Cure is moving in. Cure, he's committing. There are a handful of turrets here, but it might not be enough. I believe he might kill one, maybe two medevacs. Here we go, he does commit in. One medevac goes down. Yeah, that's a full medevac falling. Maru's in position. Yeah, Maru, he's more or less in position. Mass disable of the tanks. Oh, there's one tank firing. It's a messy fight here for Cure. Does get the mineral line. But the Vikings land. The Vikings land, and Maru, he will clean up everything. This was not worth it. It was not worth it here. Sure, he gets the mineral line, but Cure will lose everything. And again, just to reiterate, Cure, that lead that he once had, it's going. It is going here. When it comes to the main army compositions, Cure, I believe he has a Viking advantage. I want to say... even on Vikings. Maru, he has more tanks. Cure has more Marines and more... It's just more Marines. Yeah, I favor Maru here. Maru, he's got more tanks. He has more Ravens. Maru has the better army. As I mentioned earlier, it's all about that air control. And Maru, he has it. He has the air control. He's the other tank Viking. He's got that tank Viking set up. And this is anyone's game, but again, we lean towards Maru's overall composition so far. It's on Cure to be active and to backstab and to try to rotate. Again, Cure's only advantage is Marine counts, which is very mobile. But Maru, he's looking solid. Now, of course, there are ways for Cure to recover in this game, but he's heavily reliant on catching Maru out of position. Heavily reliant. And Maru, he does have some of the best late game TvT out there, straight up. Like second only to Ryung, right? I mean, but Ryung, he coaches Maru, so who better could you ask for than Ryung as your teammate for TvT? As Maru does catch him out, cleaning up all the Marines. Brings up the fire. Tanks are slowly pushing forward. We're sieging in. Does catch out one, does catch out two tanks. Nice moves here out of Maru. We have the counter disables. Ooh, one tank does get left though. And as a result, yeah, tanks are going down. Still a better trade for Maru. You could argue a waste of disables for Cure. Spoke in. Cure has taken a Viking lead. He's got 24 Vikings. The Vikings, armor shred on the Vikings on Cure. Ooh, the woos is Ravens. Ravens get called out. Mass disable. Mass disable. Mass auto charts as well. Cure being pulled back, and Maru, he dominates this fight. He dominates. He had less Vikings, but he lands the armor shred, throws down the auto turrets, and Maru, he snowballs out of control. And it takes over the fight, keeps pushing in again and again. Cure had such a strong start here. He had the better early game, he had the better mid game. But again, Cure, he lost that lead. He had some rough fights pushing into the fourth base. He had that failed Doom drop as well. And with that, Maru, he snowballs out of control here in the late game. Okay, he's got Ryung in his corner, man. He's got the tuna. What can you do? What can you do, man? As he breaks through the third, now pushing in towards the natural, and GG gets called. Cure cannot stop this. Maru, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A very impressive comeback here out of Maru. Very cool, calm, and collected. Despite the deficit, despite the rough position that Maru was in, he was able to hold on, able to defend, turtle up, take a better engagement, sneak out across the map, and of course punish a said Doom drop as well. Cure, he was so dedicated, he was so desperate for damage. You can sense the frustrations from Cure, recognizing, understanding that he had an advantage and that he was losing it, and in that desperation, made mistakes, made some rough calls, and Maru did punish. Did punish. With that, Maru takes a lead, and now we're going to be loading into game number 2. Going to be loading into the Old Republic. Here we go. Here we go. When it comes to Kjor's play, it wasn't just like the rough fights he was taking, but as I mentioned earlier, Kjor, he had map control for so long, but what was he doing with that map control? His 4th was late. His 5th was late. Considering the game state, considering the map control that he had, there were definitely steps he could have taken to take a stronger lead, to gain a stronger foothold, and to get further and further ahead. But last, here we go. We're loading into game number 2. And spawning in the right-hand corner of Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran for Team Liquid, Kjor. And spawning in the bottom-hand corner, we have the red Terran for Onside. It is Maru. Let's go. Whew, let us go. We are jumping into game number 2 here, and again, Maru, he does take a lead in the series. Can he close it out here and now? Remember, this is the winners match, and this is the match point as well. We're on match point. Best of 3. It's only a best of 3 here. One more game is all that Maru needs to claim the series. Now, bearing in mind, because this is the winner's match, regardless of who wins and regardless of who loses, the loser of this series will not be knocked out. They will have another chance. They will have a chance at redemption in the decider match. So they will have another opportunity. Otherwise, yo, hands off the keyboard. Again, posture check in the chat. True. Posture check. No slouching, papi, no slouching. Check your posture. As we settle into game numero dos. From here, Kjor does move out towards the south side, moving out with his SUV, likewise Maru straight through the center. SUV scouts are a little bit rarer in TvT, but both players will move out with their workers. They will confirm. This time it is going to be a double gas opener out of Kjor. Kjor once again going for a faster factory. We saw this last game. We're seeing it here as well. Meanwhile, Maru, sorry, my apologies, was the reverse. Maru goes Rax Expand. So economic opener out of Maru. Meanwhile, standard tech heavy, safer build out of Kjor. Bearing in mind the last game, Kjor did open up 2x Reaper and did excel early on, and Maru he went for the double gas opener. So we have a bit of a role reversal in a sense. This time Kjor is going double gas, but Maru is playing economically. So with this, the pressure's on Kjor to get damage done early on. Maru he will naturally have the better economy thanks to the faster CC. Ooh, they do trade. No, Maru he escapes. He takes out the SUV and Maru he gets away. Ay, ay, ay. Maru he does out control Kjor here. He does out trade at least slightly. Oh, assuming he gets away. Oh, the SUV. Ooh, never mind. We have a 1-to-1 trade here. Yeah, 1-to-1 trade. Kjor shoots first. And Kjor does shoot first. He will disrupt, but he will not delay. Won't delay the command center. Maru will defend. And from here, we're building up. Now, as a reminder, Maru's natural is faster. His economy is going to be stronger. Again, Kjor, he's looking for economic damage. He is following this up with more Reapers and Hellions. Here comes that second Reaper. He does keep applying pressure. Will kill the SUV. Will not delay the command center, though. Does move in. And can he overwhelm? He's going for it. He's going for the dive. Does go for the dive. Does trade 1-for-1. Where's that Hellion? It's still on the way. He's still rallying. Behind this, getting to zone 1-1-1. Both players are. And Kjor, he will at least deny some mining, at least currently. Denies mining. Delays natural saturation. Still keeps rallying in. Remember, Kjor, he ideally wants some more damage here. And he does force the work off the mineral line. Okay. Ooh, does catch out the Hellion. Very nice. And nice KDA charge. Hellion goes down. Marines are getting bullied here, down to 2. Yeah, down to 2 Marines. Hellion's ball back just in time, and Maru holds. Maru, he does hold on. But again, costs him 2 SCVs. And after the early game, who do we give the edge here to? Kjor. Kjor, he does have a slight worker edge, slight worker lead. Behind this, Kjor going into safety Cyclones. Meanwhile, Maru going into faster Ravens. Ooh, keeping the tech lab on the starport. No tech lab on the factory. So slightly faster Raven production. Oh, that's a 3rd CC. Okay, for both players. Both players expand, both players claim their 3rds. So faster economies for both players. Worker counts are, again, actually slightly in favor of Maru. But from here, I mean, we're still neck and neck, and we can build up in towards the early game. Building it. So players are amassing. From here, we're just going to be calming things down, claiming our third bases. We should be seeing some pressure applied once we do start to claim our third bases and start to gain map control and start to push out. So we could see either one attempt to delay the opposing third expansion, but until that timing, we're stuck at home. Just chilling back at home. And when it comes to the map itself, welcome to welcome to the Old Republic. This map, it is much more difficult to maintain a 4-base setup. You saw how quote-unquote easy it was, or how easier it is to maintain 4 bases on Winter Madness, but here on the Old Republic, your 4th base is much more exposed, so aggression is more favored here. It's much more difficult to defend and to turtle up and to be that more defensive player. Not impossible, just more difficult. So we'll see who does fight for map control first. You can definitely make the argument that Maru, he has the best defensive play out there in the world when it comes to Terran players. I think I would agree with that. Let's see if Kir can break that defense. Assuming that's the roles we take. As Hellion pokes in, does get a full scout, confirming the bio, confirming the tech, the upgrades, ensuring there are no shenanigans. Likewise, third bases are floating over. Maru's slightly faster. Once again, going for some auto harass. I'm still reminded, by the way, that Maru lost his first 3 Ravens for nothing at the start of the last game. Like again, it was such a strong start for Cure. Like, yeah. I'm still thinking about game 1. Like, as Hellions, they poke in. Ravens, they do hit the natural. Nice harass, catching out 3 SCVs. Curie commits. Now, we spoke about this last game. The downside of harassing with the Ravens means there are no defensive auto targets, no defensive disables. Meanwhile, Maru, he does get in, and SCVs are going down. Curie's forced. Curie, he's committed. He's losing too much at home. Critical damage is being dealt as more SCVs are falling. 10 SCV kills and counting, and Curie's all in. Curie's all in. He has to push up the ramp. Disabling the Cyclone, saves the Raven. 13 SCVs. We get up to 14. No, they stack up, and he commits. Nice disable. Disables the tank, does stim off the ramp as well, and Curie's breaking through. Wow, Curie's breaking through. He takes out the tank, stims on forward. Doesn't get the Cyclone, but he has to break the natural. He needs more damage. He's trying to move in. So far, 16 SCV kills. His tank does siege. And he's pushing forward. He's gaining ground, gets into the mineral line. He wants the tank. He gets it. The tank. Oh my god, tank goes down. Massive pickoff. Curie takes down the tank. Second tank arrives. And desperation here by Maru. Again, Maru, he did a great job harassing across the map, but as he mentioned, the risk you take is weaker defense. Weaker defenses. 34 SCVs, critical damage. Curie denied the third, crippled the economy, and he's still outside the natural. He's still not done. He's still rallying. He knows he's close. He knows he's so close to killing Maru. If given time, Maru will have energy on the Ravens. This is so risky. He's going for a double drop in the face of the all-in. He's crazy. Moves out across the map. He has nothing at home to defend. There's a scan. He stims in. There's just nothing here. There's nothing, Pappy. Throws down 2 turrets. The job comes back. Tank is sieged. And Cure bombs. GG gets called. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Again, a risky play there by Maru. We saw the same thing in game 1, by the way. Going for the harass, going for the counterattack with those Ravens, meaning he had almost nothing to defend, or he had very little, I should emphasize. He had less to defend. Cure, he sent it across the map. Killer instinct. But on top of that, there's something else here. The X factor that Winter Madness doesn't have. Remember what we said. The map favors aggression. The third base specifically on this map, the third and the fourth base are more open, they're more accessible. It is easier to be this aggressive on Old Republic compared to Winter Madness. So again, the map did favor aggression here for Cure. There was that little extra bit just in favor of Cure to snowball out of control, and he does break on through, breaks the third, breaks the natural. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to the ace match. Even if Maru had kept that drop at home, he was still at a deficit. That's why he went for the drop, to have a way to come back in that game. It was a risky move, but what else could he do? Stay back home and tie anyway. So went for the drop. Again, risky maneuver, wasn't quite worth it. He was hoping that maybe Cure would be more passive, and with that, we're going to the ace match. Let's go. We're jumping on in and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline. We have the South Korean Terran, the Blue Terran for Team Liquid, Kyor. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have for onside, Maru. Hello, Kyor. As he moves out with the SCV. Fun fact, we have not actually experienced a single proxy racks this entire series up until now. It is going to be a proxy 2 racks at a Kyor. And the question becomes, does Maru go double gas? Or does it go double racks? Or does he go racks expand? What opener does Maru go for? If Maru goes for a greedy build, then he may just die here and now. Now it is Tourmaline, short rush distance by ground, a very aggressive map. This map does favor aggression, so we should be seeing a double gas opener out of Maru, but he does like to cut corners at times. Oh boy. As the second racks is going to be thrown down. Now, because it's so close and because this position is so obvious, there's a very high chance that Maru might just scout this location. But as you can see, the observer points out, single gas. Ooh, single gas opener. Greedy build by Maru is going for the racks expand. The SCV moves out across the map. He does not scout the proxy location, so he will not know what's going on. Maru, right now, he has the build order deficit. Now, once he gets across the map, he will confirm that the racks is missing, and he might immediately react with the bunker. If he does, then he might be able to defend. But it's all about his reaction. It's all about how he reads this build, whether he believes it's real or fake. Seeing the missing racks is not enough. But there it is, CC on the low ground. SCV comes in for the attempted scouts. Ooh, Maru, he sees the missing racks across the map, he knows. So he confirms the missing racks. Maru, he does not get the CC. He's getting a CC on the high ground. Oh, I mean, this is still risky. He's still going for the faster CC. And here come the Reapers. Maru has to pull the boys. He's going to have to pull the boys here. As Kyor shoots first. Yeah, Kyor shoots first. The boys are being pulled. Oh, Kyor, he does KDA charge himself. Oh, has to pull away. No, the Kyor, the first Reaper. Yeah, the first Reaper has to pull away. Barely does get away here. SCV with the deception. He gets it. Oh my god. He gets a shot off. The SCV. He's crazy. Get out of here. The Reaper should get away, but again got very low, and this will delay the aggression from Kyor. Will delay. Bunker's done. This should not have finished, but the bunker does finish. Maru, he's holding, he just needs more time. He needs a little bit more time here to fill up that bunker. There it is. Marines, they pop out. Bunker is not done, and Kyor's aggression is completely denied. Again, good reaction by Maru. He did not get a CC on the low ground. Likewise, he was able to delay that first Reaper, buy more time, and Maru's holding. Whew. Maru, he is holding on again. It all came down to the reactions. All came down to the early game. Deeper is under fire. Kyor, he's transitioning back at home. Now remember, this is not an all-in. Like 2 ranks Reaper is not an all-in, but it is still quite committed. And the pressure is on Kyor. Takes down the Reaper, dives into the main base. Ooh, nice trades here. Picks up from Marine. Gets Marine, gets 2 SCVs, nice mining. He can always go back in. He has high ground vision. The KDA charges are brutal. And Kyor trades well. Like Kyor, 4 SCVs, that's very nice. Ooh, even catching the Reaper as well. Does catch the Reaper. He's looking for a way in. The Hellion will delay, will deter. But again, Kyor does still find damage, and Kyor takes a worker lead. Takes a worker advantage. Speaking of, he'll kill another worker, another SCV kill. Does force a cancel. Nice pickups. Initially, it was a clean defense out of Maru. Now we're getting messy. We're getting messy. We're getting dirty. Ooh, as we do go a little bit too far in. Okay, so Kyor does fight too close to the sun, as 2 Reapers going down, so a bit of an overextension there by Kyor, but again, he does kill plenty of workers, and as a result, Kyor takes a worker lead. Does take that advantage. On top of that, Maru still hasn't expanded. Maru has a CC, but it's still on the high ground. It's just now floating down, and the Max is here to delay. To delay even further. So again, a very nice start here for Kyor. I mean, it was a very shaky start initially, but he made it work. He made it work. He brought it back. With that fast start, so incredibly fast start CC by Maru. Hyper Greed, 2-port, 2-base all in, Cure, let's go. We're on Tourmaline. Hey, we said it at the start of the series, Tourmaline is a hyper-aggressive map. It favors aggression, it favors all-ins. Cure is going for the 2-port, 2-base all in, and Maru, he is going for a greedier build. Maru is in danger. Maru, he is in danger here. So the goal here, the way this works, is that we are going into Mass Viking production. Mass Viking into a Liberator follow-up after the Raven. Now, bearing in mind, I should also reiterate, I'm just so used to calling it a 2-port, 2-base all-in. That was the case before the most recent patch. Remember, what happened in the most recent patch at the start of the year? We did see, or I guess last year, we did see that the Viking had its cost reduced, right? Viking was cheaper. Because of that, going into 2 starports into Mass Viking production, because it does take less resources, you can afford a 3rd CC. So you can expand behind this. It's not as committed, it's not as all-in as it was previously before the patch. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, nice catch with the Liberator. So with the Cyclone, here comes the push. We have 3 Vikings so far. And again, we're reinforcing, making 3 Vikings at a time. And behind this, we can make a Liberator to take advantage of the air control we have. To take advantage. Army moves in. Tanks, they do lay siege. And here comes that Liberator. You can see the production tab. Like, that's the big advantage of this build here for Cure, is the Liberator follow-up to take over control of the low ground. Of the ground, I should say. And Vikings ain't sure. Liberator goes uncontested. Oh, which is landing the Vikings. He disables. He gets both. Wow, both disables. Ravens are coming from behind. The Vikings are pushing in, though. They're pushing in. SCVs are going down. Crazy damage here from the Vikings. Catching out 12 SCVs. And can he get on top of the tanks? He's close. The tanks. Disable runs out. Yeah, Disable runs out. 1 tank goes down. There's 1 tank left. And it falls. Yeah, massive pick up. Both tanks fall, and with that, Cure, he has done it. He has done it once again. Cure, he took down Maru in EWC, and he takes him down in GSL as well. Lands the Vikings. Desperation by Maru. He pulls the boys, but Cure, he's snowballing out of control. He's getting out of hand. Takes down the final units, the final Marines, and with that, Cure, he will be advancing on into the semifinals in first place. GG gets called. Cure, he takes down Maru. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Cure, hyper aggression, going for the proxy 2-racks in, and initially it was a disaster. Initially, Maru, he defended well, but Cure bounced back. He killed 5 SCVs, he killed the Reapers, he took control of the map, and then he turned it into a 2-port, 2-base all-in. He did snowball out of control. GG, well played. And it wasn't just that, of course. It wasn't just the build of choice, but remember, what did Maru do? Maru went for a 3rd. He went for a 3rd TC, very greedy follow-up there by Maru, because he had a deficit. Maru, he took a lot of economic losses, he knew that he was in a rough position, so he went for a fast 3rd TC to recover, and to catch up, and to take an advantage in the mid-game. But it's TvT, papi. We're thinking about mid-game play? No, just 2-port, 2-base all-in. Cure, he sends it across the map, he was able to break on through and punish the greed of Maru. GG, well played. Cure, he will advance on in first place, and Maru, he's knocked down into the decider match. Now, do not fret. If you're a fan of Maru, do not fret, do not worry. Maru, he's still in the tournament. He is just knocked down to the decider match. He will have one more chance, one more shot to recover, going up against the winner of the next series. Up next is going to be the elimination match. We'll be determining the first player out of GSL in the round of 8. Will it be Classic? Will it be Rogue? Who is it going to be? For now, we're going to be cut to a short break, and when we come back, we'll have our next series.
Congratulations, Cure. You're the first player to advance from the round of 4 into the finals weekend here at the GSL. How are you feeling?
일단 김덕 선수 승리 축하드리고요. 4강에 진출하시게 되셨는데 소감이 좀 어떠신지 궁금합니다.
Yeah, sure.
사실 연습 때 그렇게 승률이 좋지 못하고 또 상대들이 상대다 보니까 좀 걱정도 많이 하고 좀 쉽게 질 수도 있겠다 이런 생각이 조금씩 들긴 했어요. 최근에 좀 기세도 안 좋다 보니까. 근데 좀 생각한 대로 좀 한 판 한 판 다 최상의 시나리오로 딱 나온 것 같아서 저만 좀 정신 차리면 이길 수 있는 상황이 나왔던 것 같아요.
Shout out to Maddox, by the way.
Yeah, before the match, was
translator?
actually my feeling was a little low because actually I didn't have any good win rates in practices, and also I have to face these giants. So yeah, I was a little worried myself. But that being said, all the pieces were falling into place in every game. So let's just keep it up and just keep it steady, and then I can make it. So I think that's what helped me a lot to get through this.
We're going to talk about game one.
So in game number 1 versus
Yeah.
Maru, it felt like Maru just had the edge in the long macro game. But whenever there were early game fights, like in game 2 and game 3, you're really able to build that momentum up. Do you think your early game is your strength right now in TvT?
사실 조성주 선수와의 1세트 대결에서는 좀 후반 가면서 좀 조성주 선수에게 밀리는 좀 부분이 있었는데, 그래도 2, 3세트에서는 초반에 계속 유리한 부분을 가져가시면서 그걸 토대로 이제 게임을 계속 굴려가시는데 성공을 하셨어요. 그래서 지금 김덕 선수가 보시기에는 좀 초반이 훨씬 더 좀 자신 있는 부분이라고 좀 여기시는지 궁금하네요.
패태전이 워낙 초중반에 좀 많이 갈려서 오늘은 좀 제가 가위바위보 싸움에서 좀 이겨서 초중반에 이득을 볼 수 있는 상황이 많이 나와서 그래서 중후반을 안 갈 수 있는 경기가 많이 나왔던 것 같아요.
Yeah, I think especially in TvP, the early games is actually a very essential part of the game. So that being said, I think I won all the mind games and build fights. So I think that helped me a lot getting through that.
Going on into the round of 4, what are your goals and expectations for this season of GSL?
No shot.
이제 4강 오프라인 또 결승에
Hold on.
진출하신 만큼
The reason why I
기대가 남다르실 것 같은데,
Tasus has asked the same question to every single player in every single interview. He's always like, "All right, what are your thoughts coming into the next round?"
지금 온라인으로
Every
하는데도
time. That's all he has to say. God damn it.
좀 그렇게
Tasteless.
많지도 않고
What's going on?
큰 대회다 보니까 온라인인데
Nothing else to say.
긴장을 많이 했었는데 이번 오프라인 경기도 좀 긴장도 많이 될 것 같고 좀 기대도 되고 좀 옛날 생각도 많이 나면서 재밌는 경기 할 수 있을 것 같아요.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was online, I was very nervous because GSL is one of the biggest tournament in
We'll talk about it.
StarCraft tournament in a year, and there's not much of a big tournaments. So even if it was online, I was very nervous. So that being said, I mean, I would be nervous on the offline as well, but I'll try to remind of the past memories and try to enjoy myself.
We're looking forward to casting your games, and best of luck to you in the Final 4.
Yeah.
네.
All right, we did.
Lovely, you two, lovely. So when it comes to like a couple of things here, I don't mind State's question. I would have preferred it was a little bit more direct. He was like, oh, you know, like Maru, he had a stronger late game in game 1, but you had like a stronger game 2 and game 3 when it came to the early game. I would have preferred a more directed question about game 1, specifically referring to the fact that Cure he was ahead. Like, he was ahead for so much of game 1 and he lost that lead. I would have loved a little bit more thoughts on his mindset when he was in that position. When he had that lead, the decision making he had when it came to coming to the Doom drop, how much pressure he was on, whether he recognized his advantage, and again, like his thoughts like in that specific kind of in that specific game state and what led into his eventual downfall. I feel like that would have been an interesting question, and a more interesting question to ask, which still was leaning into that same direction of like stronger early game, which is true for Cure, like stronger early game, stronger mid game against Maru. The other question that that we spoke about, how Tasteless, like every single question that he's ever asked is always, what do you think about the next round? I mean, a better way to do it, to get a little bit more out of the players, asking the same kind of question, but kind of directing the player in a more kind of fun way, because it was a very stock answer, is, hey, congratulations, Cure, you made it out in first place against the dominant group. You know who's in the other group, by the way. We have Hero, we have Björn, we have Zaun. Who do you prefer? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, it's also a very generic question, but like, you get a little bit more out of the player. Like, who do you want to face in the next round? Like, what are your thoughts about the other group? And is there anyone you fear? Like, this is the group of death, by the way. Like, classic Cure, Rogue, Maru. You can argue that this group is is so much more terrifying compared to the other group. Like, do you fear anyone outside of Hero? Like, are you concerned at all? Like I don't know, like try to get a little bit more out of the player. Try to like have them like even express themselves a little bit more as well and get a little bit more out of them. Just because a lot of these Korean players, just players in general here in GSL, are very reserved. They're a lot more reserved and they're a lot more humble and they're a lot more you know, careful about their answers, and they're a little bit more vanilla in a sense. So typically as an interviewer, you want to do your best to try to get something out of them and try to again have them like express themselves to the audience and to the people, because there is something there, of course, and they do have a funner side to them. You just have to sometimes work a little bit more to kind of get that out of them and maybe like lead them towards like maybe a more like fun like approach or fun answer or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Again, this is the first season where the English casters are interviewing, so it's also going to be a learning process for them. But regardless, we are going to be getting into a short break, very short break. When we come back, we'll have a next series elimination match, Classic versus Rogue. We'll see you soon. See you soon. See you soon.